Good Friday afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jurnee Taylor, and here's what we have coming up for your news at noon. A warning about a fire danger hiding inside gifts that could be under your Christmas tree. We'll show you how to avoid a scary explosion. And speaking of holiday gifts, there are hundreds of Arkansas children that are at risk of not having a Merry Christmas. We've got details on how you can still help them. And later, a building you may pass by every day is getting a new life. We're taking a tour through the downtown Little Rock Boyle building and seeing what's in store for the future. But first, we have a look at weather. It is Scott and I's favorite day. It is Friday. And it's a beautiful one at that, Scott.
Beautiful right now, but as you can see on satellite and radar, Journey, there are changes moving our direction. We are tracking a complex of rain slowly approaching from the west. It's been moving through Oklahoma, getting close to that state line, and it eventually is going to bring rain to parts of central Arkansas by late afternoon at the earliest, more likely going into the evening hours. And not seeing any lightning, and there's probably not going to be much in the way of that. Certainly not expecting severe weather, although we will need the umbrellas. Temperature-wise, we're at 60 now in Little Rock. How about where that rain is? Pretty easy to pick that out. Temperatures notably cooler. Got some clouds moving through west Arkansas. There's not much cloud cover east of central Arkansas, and therefore our temperatures a bit warmer this afternoon. That cloud cover will continue moving in, and as a result, our temperatures aren't going to warm up as warm as yesterday. We'll probably see a high temperature right around where we're at right now with those southeast winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Let's talk about the timeline. We'll be dry the next few hours. That chance slowly creeping up by this evening and then continuing into the overnight hours. Now the question becomes, how long is it going to rain tomorrow? We'll have a look at that forecast, future radar, and your 7-day forecast coming up in about 10 minutes.
All right, Scott, thank you. New today at noon, Little Rock police are investigating an overnight homicide on North Chico Road. Officers arrived just before 11:30 last night to the Summit at Town and Country apartment complex. Police say they found a man suffering from gunshot wounds who later died at the hospital. Detectives believe someone in the community has information that can help them solve this murder. Now remember, you can remain anonymous. And THV 11 is following a major escalation in the debate for expanding prison space in Arkansas. On Thursday, the State Board of Corrections moved to suspend Joe Porfiry, the state prison secretary. Last month, Porfiry, on behalf of the governor, requested more than 600 new prison beds. The board has twice pushed back, saying there isn't enough staffing. After meeting last Friday, Secretary Porfiry announced plans to override the board using powers given to him by lawmakers earlier this year. But in a letter to the governor and a lawsuit filed yesterday, board chairman Benny Magnus moved to suspend Porfiry with pay. Now, Attorney General Tim Griffin has been cautioning the board against taking these steps. In a statement, he says his office will review the actions but maintain the board is violating the law. For her part, Governor Sanders says she fully backs her cabinet secretary, but did not respond to our questions of how she plans to respond if Porfiry tries to show up for work. And a THV 11 update. After weeks of discussions, directors on the Little Rock School District Board have set a plan for the future. At last night's meeting, the members approved 7 different recommendations to streamline the district and cut some $15 million from the budget. None of those recommendations included shutting down Parkview High School, which was a concern for a number of parents. Low enrollment schools are being repurposed, and 2 schools, Baseline Elementary and Cloverdale Middle, will both close. Students there will go to the new Lacey K-8 school opening next year. The board also approved a guaranteed maximum price for construction of the new West Little Rock High School, and that was set at $145 million. And a possible big change for Benson schools. Discussions are underway about transitioning away from a traditional calendar. Administrators are getting feedback from families and faculty to gauge interest in switching to a hybrid calendar. Instead of getting the normal long summer break, students would return to the classroom at the end of July and get longer, more frequent breaks during the year.
Looking at student achievement stuff, most of the time when schools go from a traditional to a hybrid, and looking at the schools before and after test results usually is positive. So it does have a positive impact on that.
The district is also considering adding a few minutes to each school day to build up some makeup days, since AMI days no longer count as days in the classroom. With Christmas just a little more than a week away, the time to ship your gifts is right now. About 82 million packages a day will be shipped during this month's peak. About 4 million of them will pass through the UPS Mega Hub in Louisville, Kentucky per day. The packages come in by truck or by plane and get sorted by zip code and loaded into giant shipping containers for an airplane out of town, all in less than 4 hours.
It is a joy to take packages from A to B and get them underneath the Christmas tree at the right time, in the right place.
For the U.S. Postal Service, you want to mail things by tomorrow, the 16th. The cutoff for 3-day shipping for UPS is Tuesday. Many delivery services have more expensive expedited shipping with later deadlines next week. Now, we're learning about potential risk from lithium-ion batteries found in devices that could be on your Christmas gift list. U.S. officials have counted nearly 400 incidents this year involving lithium-ion batteries, including deadly fires. Elaine Quijano shows us how to stay safe.
The message is clear. If lithium-ion batteries are improperly made or used, the results can be explosive. Like this flaming battery and charger lighting up a California garage, and this fire caused by a failed battery in a children's toy in Texas.
This is all evidence.
Yeah, this is all evidence. You know, each one of these caused either a massive fire or a death or both. Which is really sobering and daunting.
New York City Fire Commissioner Laura Kavanaugh has been vocal about lithium-ion batteries, especially in e-bikes and e-scooters, as the number of related deaths here has skyrocketed.
These will go from, nothing to a sudden explosion of fire. We see first responders not able to get in. Often within minutes of the call being reported, they're arriving to a building that is fully engulfed in flames.
Gabe Knight is with Consumer Reports.
While the onus should absolutely be on the manufacturer and should be on the seller, right now it's a little bit of buyer beware.
There are no mandatory federal safety standards for lithium-ion batteries, but manufacturers and sellers can comply with voluntary industry standards.
Please buy from reputable companies. Make sure that you can get in touch with them if the worst case scenario happens and these things do explode.
Also, don't mix batteries and chargers. Don't charge batteries at extreme temperatures or for too long. Don't leave them charging unattended or near flammable items. And don't block your exit path with these devices.
What do you think when you see an e-bike or e-scooter?
I wouldn't want one in my home. I just wouldn't. I do think they can be manufactured safely eventually, but there's no guarantee of that right now. And I certainly, especially for, a holiday gift or something for a child, I wouldn't even want this to be a 1% chance. And right now it's far more than that.
Here in the U.S., the gold standard for certification of e-bikes and e-scooters is a company called UL Solutions. It has a database on its website that you can check. Also, keep in mind you cannot just throw lithium-ion batteries in the trash because they can catch fire. Local municipalities should have information on the best way to dispose of them. Elaine Quijano, CBS News, New York.
Today is National Cupcake Day, and in honor of that, you can get a free cupcake at a beloved Little Rock bakery. Mickey's Cakes and Sweets is handing out a free cupcake to every customer today until 6 p.m. This is at the location on Rodney Parham. They'll also be available from 10 to 3 tomorrow. Also tomorrow, Pine Bluff families in need can get some help with a holiday meal without ever leaving their cars. The Delta Network Food Bank, Tyson Foods, and United Way of Southeast Arkansas are bringing in a truckload of chicken to distribute at the Pine Bluff Convention Center. It's first come, first served from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. and cars should line up down 8th Avenue to get into the Convention Center parking lot. What's still to come on your News at Noon? We're walking through one of the most historic buildings in our capital city and learning what it's about to turn into. Plus, a plea from the Salvation Army to make sure every child that needs some holiday help receives it. Scott?
Nice day across Arkansas right now. Looking outside from our view 11 where it's dry at the moment, but I'm tracking rain is getting closer and closer to the natural state when it arrives and how long it stays. All coming up in your 7-day forecast.